You like what I did there with the lighting? It's red because we are talking about the brand new Insidious film, Insidious Out of the Further. And I know I'm a little late to this film. Um, I was on vacation, enjoying myself, not caring about anything coming to theaters or sitting and doing reviews, just kicking back and relaxing. But Insidious released, and that didn't keep me from going to the theater. So I took the entire time of vacation to kind of think out a spoiler way of going about this film. But before we talk about what I thought, I want to hear what you thought. Leave a comment down below. What did you think about Insidious Out of the Further? Where to really start? I have a script in my head, but I'm going to kind of just talk off my mind what I can remember about this film. What we need to set up front, like all of the other Insidious films, is this is a PG-13 horror movie. And I know a lot of us, when we hear PG-13 horror, we are going to go in with probably bottom of the line that we can think of when it comes to horror. Because it is challenging to take a horror movie, make it good, and walk away with a PG-13 rating. How do you do that? Well, I simply put it, go watch the first and second Insidious movies. Okay, those two films are great. They are amazing pieces of film, and they know how to go about horror on a PG-13 rating. The other Insidious films after that, the one about keys, Patrick Wilson's Red Door, this one, they don't know how. Okay, and I hate saying that way, especially with Patrick Wilson's The Red Door, because Patrick Wilson knows how James Wan films go. Now, I know James Wan has not written or directed an Insidious film since the first or second. Okay, but he created it. He is still a producer on these films. And Patrick Wilson, with working with him in the Conjuring universe and working with him here in Insidious, and he's finally given the reins to one of these films to direct Insidious the Red Door. And I walked away just confuzzled on what went wrong with that film. So when it came around to Insidious Out of the Further, I'm already sitting back with my mind going, have we scraped the bottom of these Insidious films? Because that trailer didn't really do much. Now, there was some great moments, don't get me wrong, some great scares in those trailers, and so I'm like, you know, maybe there's hope. And I think that's where I went wrong. And I say wrong loosely because there are elements of this film that I absolutely had a ball with. Cut off that third act, we'll set it into a lockbox on the side. We'll get back to that. Because those first and second acts, good. I'm not going to say amazing. I wanted to say amazing there, but I'm not going to say amazing because, if I'm being honest, it still was missing something. Something in those first and second films. I don't know what drug they pumped into my theater when I went and watched those films, or sprayed out of my TV speakers when I go and rewatch. But something about the first and second films had me hooked. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them to make one that has that same feeling and impact that those first and second do. Now, if we're talking about the lore surrounding the Further, And if you're a diehard or have seen any of the Insidious films, you know what that is. Okay? If you have not, do not go and watch this film because they don't do the best explaining to somebody who might have not have seen the previous films. Now, the plot of this one to me is the weakest. No, not actually the weakest. One of the weaker plots from these films. It's a dental assistant who realizes that pieces of her past and timeline is missing, and she realizes that she's got the powers to go into the further and bring the entities in the further into the real world. That is not a spoiler, that is in the trailer. And that is something else I would like to discuss at a later date is film trailers in general. Giving away too much plot point, and that's been going on here the last 5 or 10 years. I feel like oh, I'm frustrated, if you can't tell. Um, because I mean, I can't really fault them for giving that in the trailer. I don't know how you were to market this film if you didn't reveal that, but they did, and so far it's working. Because this was made on an $18 million budget, and right now at the filming of this, I'll pop it up here on the screen if I can get to it. They have made $60 million in the box office. Now, that is there's a slight dip in the returns from the previous films, but it's been out, I think, a week now. It's going to make money, and it's going to warrant the studio to keep pushing out these mid-tier PG-13 horror Insidious films. And in my opinion, they need a full a full revamp, reboot of this franchise. As of recording this, they are developing a seventh film that is supposed to be kind of a spin-off, similar to the style of Spiral, if you remember that hot garbage from the Saw franchise. I would say once James Wan finishes the Conjuring universe, which Last Rites was supposed to, it made $500 million in the box office, and they were like, uh, we need to do another one. And then now we've got First Communion. Whenever James decides Conjuring is done, no more films, it's locked, this is what we've got, I think he needs to take control and get back Insidious. Get back into the Insidious world. Hey, real quick, it's editing Colin here. I don't know what I was talking about with claiming James Wan's universe with Insidious. I completely forgot that Lee Winnell is actually kind of the brains behind Insidious with James Wan. So I would say in the future, we get James Wan to direct and Lee Winnell to pen the script. Um, I don't know why I just kept forgetting to mention Lee Winnell's name, but here I am now in editing. Did my research, trying to find some photos and stuff to bring up, and then it popped into my mind that Lee Winnell is kind of the brains behind Insidious. So, editing Colin here to fix that there for you and reboot this entire franchise of films. Feels like 20 films now. I feel like every year we're getting a new Insidious film. Because when I say they've gone so far away from those first few films, they have. And I'm sitting back when this third act kicks in. I'm sitting back and I'm just like, are we really doing this right now? I asked myself that out loud in the theater. Probably everybody heard me say that. Because it just went so bonkers off the rails ridiculous that it became funny. And we're talking a horror movie that's supposed to be scary. And it's not scary because you are so focused on cheap jump scares. I mean, cheap jump scares to the point they were predictable. I'm sitting there going, oh, about to be jump scared. Boo ha ha, there he is right there. It became laughable and took me out of the film. Now, not saying everything that was supposed to be scary wasn't. You know, the elements when we're actually in the dentist. Keep in mind, she's a dentistry assistant, dentist assistant. I sat there and I was cringing because it resonated with me. And it probably resonates with everybody when it comes to dental tools and dental equipment, makes great plot points for horror. And we've seen it done before. Some of the creature designs here was amazing with some of these patients and people, how mutilated they looked with messed up teeth and messed up facial features. It looked great. The scene and the pillow fort. Yeah, she built a pillow fort in this movie. Chef's kiss, amazing. But when that third act hit, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm done. I checked out. And I'm being honest with you. I did not get up and leave. I paid money to go see a film. I'm going to sit through it, whether I like it or not. That is a pet peeve of mine. Walking out of a movie. I sat through it, but mentally, my enjoyment for it, I checked out. So, with all of that being said, I am going to go 5 out of 10 here on Insidious Out of the Further. Right middle of the road. That's how I feel. It's a middle of the road horror, PG-13 horror movie that if you sit down and just sit down, watch it, maybe read a book, leave it on in the background, you're going to enjoy it. If you're going in a fan of the Insidious films, expect what we got with Red Door, what we got with the others, not counting the first and second. But that is all I got to say about this film. Please let me know down below. What did you think of this sixth Insidious film? Are you a diehard Insidious fan? Do you think it stands up with the others? Or is this on the weaker? I would like to know your ranking down below of where this film stands for you. As for me, like I said, it is a 5 out of 10. I really wanted to like it, and I was hoping and praying we were going to finally see this franchise head into the correct direction. But again, I'm proven wrong. But thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Send it to somebody who is a true Insidious fan, so hopefully they can hear me ramble on this film. But liking and subscribing helps this small new film channel grow and get out there amongst the people. Thank y'all so much, and have a good day.